Hello everyone. I'm Chia-Chun, a PhD student from Asia University in Taiwan. This I am going to talk to you about my recent research entitled The Impact of AAA Supply Chain Characteristic on Supply Chain Resilience Under Disruption Risk, but due to the time constraint, I can just briefly summarize my whole study. Abstract. In recent years, there have been many major events, such as the new coronavirus, COVID-19, and the shortage of car chips around the world, which have affected the global economy and caused the supply chain to break up more frequently, resulting in a huge impact on supply chain vulnerability and the operation of enterprises. As a result, a supply chain system needs to increase the capabilities of supply chain resilience to respond to supply chain disruption. A total of 416 questionnaires were collected in Taiwan, and the results show that the three supply chain capabilities all have significantly positive effect on supply chain resilience, but in environmental risk, the ability to interfere with the ternary capability and the resilience of supply chain will weaken the ability of supply chain resilience when faced with environmental risk, and these findings make firms to strengthen their capability and supply chain resilience under disruption risks in the industry. Keywords: supply chain resilience, disruption risk, supply chain agility, supply chain adaptability, supply chain alignment. In the past few years, many continuous events have caused disruptions in the supply chain, such as natural disasters, man-made disasters, politics, financial economy, and infectious diseases. Skelton et al., 2019, Aras et al., 2020, Gohaseper, D. Hoy and below, 2015, which caused nearly 75% of companies to organize supply chain disruptions. In early 2020, how companies should respond to supply chain disruptions due to the COVID-19 outbreak. Different climates around the world, the problem has caused the disaster to occur and the supply chain has been affected or interrupted all over the world. In addition, were the Inc.'s tweet, 24 April 2020, operation and personal resilience are more important than ever at this time, so it is uncertain here. How can companies enhance their supply chain capabilities under these factors? Li, Wang et al., 2003, believes that the supply chain should have three capabilities: supply chain agility, supply chain adaptability, supply chain alignment. Theoretical development. The importance of supply chain and the management of multiple relationships in the supply chain are increasingly referred to as supply chain management, Lambert and Cooper, 2000. And the importance of marketing and supply chain is mentioned. Supply chain is economically and socially important. The supply chain is a relatively complex system. The supply chain plays an important part in the feedback and interaction between nature, society and the economy. In the 1990s, the supply chain emphasized lean production and agile response in enterprises. Enterprises combined the two concepts to form a sophisticated complex, Wang et al., 2003. After 2005, the concept of risk management, in order to prevent the uncertainty caused by natural and man-made disasters, enterprises began to pay attention to the supply chain. The issue of resilience, due to environmental awareness and social responsibility issues in 2010, the focus of the supply chain has been increased and expanded to the study of sustainable development. In 2020, the agility, adaptability, synergy, and resilience of the supply chain will be tested and impacted unprecedentedly. A global spread of the COVID-19 virus, the closure of cities, the cessation of the flow of people, and a series of interlocking effects caused by work stoppages is a new cause of supply chain interruption, and it is also a large-scale global interruption. The new form of supply chain management is a problem we want to discuss. The 12 assumptions are as follows. This research uses the theoretical model shown in Figure 1 to address the supply chain interruption risk problem, and the research questions raised are: does the supply chain ternary capability, supply chain agility, SCAG, supply chain adaptability, SCAD, supply chain alignment, SCAL, have different direct or comprehensive effects on the supply chain resilience, SCR? This study is to discuss the relationship between the ternary capabilities of the supply chain and the resilience of the supply chain when facing risks, and to explore the relationship between them based on theoretical models. Research methodology. The related literature, analysis, inferences and theoretical framework of this research, design all the variables of the problem, 416 feasible and effective samples, and SPSS. Conducted data analysis to verify the theoretical framework. Research object. The questionnaire was organized and designed in the literature. After the questionnaire was revised, the electronic form was used as the survey object. The survey object was the respondent, and the primary, intermediate, and high-level tools were used as the analysis object. The online questionnaire was distributed and filled out online. Answer and collect. Data collection. We use data collection and verification methods based on existing theoretical assumptions in order to make the theory consistent with commonly used research methods. We use questionnaire surveys to investigate 416 companies in Taiwan, the risks caused by COVID-19 risks, and China and the United States. Product trade risk analysis. High post. Political risk. Recent impact of the US levy on China's goods trade, 2018, to understand the possible risk takers produced by Taiwanese companies, and use the statistical software SPSS as a tool, and rely on the actual answering analysis of the questionnaire statistical results. Results. This study adopts a hierarchical regression analysis to verify the research hypothesis. The hypothesis verification table 1 shows the results of our model, because our purpose is to investigate the correlative effect of the company supply chain resilience on the 3 SCAG, SCAD, and SCAL, and control the variable, company size, the number of years of establishment of the company. The number of employees is distinguished from the industry, and the travel industry is used as the reference group. Dependent variables, DSR, PR, ER, SCAG, SCAD, SCAL, and build the model accordingly, as shown in the table 1 below. Discussion. 1. This study mainly explores whether the resilience of the supply chain is related to the ternary capability of supply. The results of the study are as follows. Supply chain agility, SCAG. Supply chain adaptability, SCAD, supply chain alignment, SCAL, all have a significant positive relationship. The H1 SCAG in this study has a positively significant relationship with SCR, H2 SCAD has a positively significant relationship with SCR, and H3 skull has a positively significant relationship with SCR. This result shows that companies must have these three capabilities for SCR and cannot be used. Lack. 2 SCAG, SCAD, skull, DSR, ER all have a significant relationship. 1. The influence between SCAD and SCR under the interference of DSR does have a significant influence, indicating that there is a negative influence under the condition of DSR. 2. The impact between SCAD and SCR under ER interference does have a significant impact, which means ER will cause the decline of SCAD and affect SCR. 3. The impact between skull and SCR under ER interference does have a significant impact, indicating that ER will cause a decline in skull and affect SCR. Our research results focus on the need for supply chain agility and supply chain alignment to enhance supply chain resilience under high-risk situations. Our first management meaning is to promote companies' investment in supply chain agility and supply chain alignment. In order to improve supply chain resistance to environment risk, managers should regarding how to improve the agility and alignment of the enterprise to enhance the capabilities of supply chain resilience. The strategic use of capabilities by managers needs to be balanced, because the strengthening of capabilities will cause different impacts. So how managers determine capabilities in corporate decision-making use is relatively important. Appendix. Thank you for watching.